Gotta stop doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wrestle Plug Watch Along. I don't do cocaine. Stop messaging me about it. Just the odd joint. Nah, I don't do drugs at all. I'm a total pussy like that. No, actually, I'm just sensible. Also, drugs are for young people and I'm old. Anyway, wrestling. Wrestling indeed. By the way, if you want some, I got some backstage, huh? Anyway, wrestling. Oh dear. We're back on the Escobar bandwagon again. Women's wrestling, of all things, which we love. And we love women's wrestling. We really do. And there is no one I love more than Skye Smitson. I think she's fucking amazing. You would have seen her in the title. And she is wrestling Laura Di Matteo, just like she actually has in real life tonight for Fight Nation Wrestling, which I think is so fucking sick. I couldn't be there, sadly. Should have gone. Unfortunately, don't have access to a car because I plowed my car into the side of a deer and almost died. So no car means can't travel to a lot of these great wrestling shows. But Skye Smitson is undoubtedly one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. I'm not moving from that position. Fight me if you don't believe me. And if you watch this and you don't think so yourself, well, frankly, you're blind and you don't deserve the use of eyeballs. Carl Wilkinson, are you ready to watch our good friends at GWF, German Wrestling Federation, and Skye Smitson and Laura Di Matteo tear it up in a fantastic women's contest?
Let's do it.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. In 3, 2, 1. Play the women's wrestling.
Thanks for checking out GWF. Hit the subscribe button and enable notifications.
You're
by
so welcome.
So you don't miss any future GWF.
Right, now I've got to leave that in. I love their announcer. Bearing in mind we're in Germany, he is the best announcer ever.
That's James O'Leary. That guy used to shoutcast for League of Legends in Europe.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
That's James Stress O'Leary. I know that. How? That's fucking cool.
They have got such great production values. I love her so much. I think she's fucking fantastic. This woman is the benchmark for how you should behave, the way you should fucking carry yourself, and the way you should present yourself as a professional wrestler. Fucking awesome. Can I just reiterate, I say this every time, I am desperate for Skye Smitson versus Shayna Baszler. Like, I feel like they are the perfect pairing. I feel like they make an amazing faction. Don't you shush Skye Smitson, knock him out. How dare you? Some jolly German. So I mean, the confidence. That's a woman who knows how good she is. She doesn't need to tell you, she'll show you. I love the fact that she has the belt nut on her gear. She's got such professional looking gear. Oh yes. Sexy Smitson alert. I love her. I love trash talking. Do you know what she reminds me of? Female Kevin Owens in a lot of ways. But she's her own entity, but I feel like they're one and the same in the way they carry themselves. So much power, so much confidence, but when it comes down to it, really awesome human beings who are willing to impart knowledge.
That's some high praise.
I love it. Everything feels like hers. When she does the pose, when she does the flex, it all just feels like her own thing. Sick entrance music, by the way. I hate Germany. Fucking phenomenal. We're one step away from cracking out some war jokes, aren't we? Let's be honest. Sorry.
Yeah, she should have said she was gonna come here and destroy this person in 3 minutes and just leave.
Laura Di Matteo, in case you hadn't noticed, representing Italy.
I didn't notice.
It seems like it should be pretty obvious, but you never know. There's probably some New Yorker, so hey, that ain't a proper fucking New York Italian. Fuck you. This is proper Italian. I love her entrance. I love her gear as well. Laura Di Matteo presents herself as a bit of a shooter, no knee pads, and I love it. I don't know why, but when wrestlers don't wear knee pads, it really stands out. Because knee pads are just so important. So to wrestle without knee pads makes you weather. I love how Skye's hiding behind the ref.
Hands around the referee.
Did someone just say, I hope you die quietly? Is that what the guy said?
I think he said, I hope you lose quietly. He said, it's nice knowing you. And she said, shut your stupid bearded mouth.
I feel like she's talking to us personally.
But yeah, I do feel personally offended, Skye. You love my beard. Don't act like you don't want to play with a beard. Come on. She's going to punch you in the mouth next time she sees me. Please don't kill me, Skye. See, they call her Laura, which is how you actually pronounce Laura in Italian. Laura Di Matteo. If I don't point that out, some Italian will get obnoxious if I can send me hate mail. I know it. By the way, the fact they're in this really cool arena, and it also has, have you noticed, it's got little, like, market stalls that are built into it. Dodo record store, which I think is really fucking cool. I love GWF. They are one of my favourite promotions flat in all of the world. Their production values, their stage setting, the camera work, they are, for me, the benchmark of how everybody should want to look. I think everybody in our country especially should be aiming to look like this. It's not necessarily about the venue looking amazing. We can't always afford a venue like that, but to make everything you have look better than it actually is, you should look for the pinnacle of everything that you do.
And you've got to say, Di Matteo has very much had the better of these opening exchanges.
Lovely.
But Smitson finds a way out of that. Wristlock of her own.
Ooh, I like that.
Arm drag
Yeah.
by Di Matteo.
Brilliant. See that? Showing the arm a little bit, so it's available there for the arm drag. I love that. Lovely.
Tremendous job here in the early going.
Laura Di Matteo is so smooth. She's another one. I always wonder how she's not doing more. Like, these two women probably are the pinnacle of women who aren't wrestling for big major promotions. I watch AEW, right, who are struggling to get good women's talent. I think, how have you not seen... Tony Khan bangs on about how he scours the world for talent. You fucking don't, mate. Because if you did and you saw these two, you'd be throwing money at them for days to get them on your promotion. Because they're that good, and they are an absolute fucking asset to every locker room.
Throughout the now year-long title reign.
Bit of flexing, not a bit of flexing.
If you want to see all of those title defenses, all of the matches that Harley and Raymond and indeed Di Matteo have had
Juicy.
here in GWF.
Best headbutt in the business, mate.
You can get them on our
Love that. Everything's so well timed.
GWF.com.
You're telling me it's better than Paul White?
Some of the finest women's wrestling in the world in
I'll kill you.
Not before I do.
We're going to be with you
It's a race to see who kills him first.
on the 8th of December. Women's Wrestling Revolution.
You know, the other thing I love, they got the screen on in the background and the match traffic. I really like that. So, you know, just in case you might walk in, maybe, you know, you're a little bit hard of hearing, maybe you might be a little bit hard of sight. You might see that and that might help. You know, accessibility, sensory information, things like that are very important. I love it. I fucking love it. The confidence.
And Smitson, if you have to say something positive about her, which is...
You should be able to say lots of things that are positive about a commentator, and if you don't, I will smack you in the mouth.
She certainly is undaunted.
Just threatening the GWF announce team now.
By this Lion's Den atmosphere here.
Can I say, liking the referee? Polo, trousers, nice.
Oh, she was counting in. Oh, she was counting in German.
Yeah, what I find very interesting about GWF is how they offer German and English alternative, and I think that's. I don't think they should have to. I don't think they should have to speak to my language. But wrestling is predominantly an English-speaking thing, isn't it? With North America, especially WWE and AEW and stuff like that. Canada, of course, even Mexico, they offer a lot of British alternatives. So it's quite nice in that sort of sense that they're going for the accessibility. It means it's much easier for me and you to watch it and understand the wrestlers we're talking about. It's very annoying though, because it means I'm not ever going to get a job as an English-speaking announcer for GWF, which is kind of the dream. But just getting to a show would be magnificent, because I love Germany. I think it's one of the coolest countries on earth. If I got to wrestle with Germany, I'd feel like I'd achieved something really special, because I feel like you only wrestle in Germany if you're really fucking good at what you do. There's a reason why the pinnacle of German wrestling is guys like Ilya Dragunov and Volta, who, let's be honest, are the best in the world.
fuck it. Like whenever I come over there, I'm not just going to England. I'm going all over Europe if I can.
Yeah, when people travel over to England, I always think, are you going anywhere else? No, just England. I think, what a waste. Go to Scotland. Go to Germany, like Berlin. Go to fucking France. Go to, like, I'm not a huge fan of France. You've got to check it out. You've got to go to Paris at least once in your life. No? Maybe it's easy for me to say that when I live in Europe, but with the culture and the historical context that Europe has, it would be a shame to just come to London and have some fish and chips and then go home again.
No, Berlin and Munich are two of my top places.
I've never been to Munich, and that really heartbreaks me because I love Bayern Munich. Like I'm huge on Bayern Munich, Bayern München, and I love German culture. So yeah, don't really speak the language very well. Or as they like to say, ich verstehe nur ein bisschen Deutsch. Not great. I try my best though. I always try and speak the language when I go because I think it's a matter of respect.
I took German
what's up on your German?
I took it for a semester in 10th grade, which would have been 2007.
Weirdly enough, I understand German a lot more. Fun little fact for you: when I play FIFA, I have the German commentators on, and that is half because I love listening to German, and half because I hate listening to Lee Dixon. So it's a bit of a cross, but fucking English football commentary is insufferable. The Germans are just so much better at it. Lovely jawbreaker. Look at the speed at which Skye Smitson gets up out of the bump. Oh. Ref, get out of the way. Beautiful head scissors.
From a very stunning lady, now that you mention it.
She's very beautiful, yes, Laura Di Matteo. I mean, Skye Smitson's fit, let's be honest.
True.
But, yeah, Laura's, I mean, they're both specimens, let's be fair. And the less said about it, the better, because Skye's going to kick my ass.
Di Matteo again on the second turnbuckle.
I love the facial expressions. You know, everyone in the arena can see how she's expressing herself. Right in the chin. I love the cell. It's almost like half paralysed, just stunned out of right. Oh fuck, I just got rocked.
She wants to earn her place in the final.
Still selling it. You notice that? Set up like, Those little things mean so much to me in wrestling. I feel like I'm watching a story more so than just a contest.
Dictating the pace now. She is first to her feet. Smitson.
Can't stop looking at the Dodo Beats record store.
Oh, big pump kick.
Meaty, yeah, proper pump kick. Better than Taynara Conti's just saying. Oh, you right? Perfect plex. Oh, mate, look at the bridge on that.
Fucking right on the toes. Oh, you can't hook the inside leg like that. That's some disrespect.
I still struggle to bridge. Oh. Oh. Ow. Ow. Oh, mate, that's gnarly.
Oh.
That is fucking gnarly. You made Skye Smitson tap out. That is wild. She is a firecracker, Laura Di Matteo. That was a tournament matchup. That was interesting. I like that. That was really good. Really smooth.
I enjoyed that very much.
That for me is how women's wrestling is done. That was awesome. Just as the last match was, to be fair. There are numerous different ways to do wrestling. That's just one of many, but that's so professional, so cool. You know Alex DeLanzo, part of the WrestleBlood group chat, and that he's obviously big on Laura because he's half Italian, comes from an Italian family, and he always takes an Italian flag with him whenever she wrestles. It was a nice memory. What do you think of that, Mr. Wilkinson?
That was
more from our friends at GWF.
That was a whole lot of fun.
It was just so easy to watch. You know, I know I was talking a lot through it, but I didn't. Normally, when we react to these things, we've got loads to say and stuff like that. I didn't really need to react. The wrestling was so self-explanatory and so smooth and so professional. So for me, it was like, you know, you just watch it, enjoy it. If anything, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch that match in full, but you don't want to watch it with our annoying mugs on it, you can check out German Wrestling Federation on YouTube. They've got an amazing YouTube channel. They've got an amazing platform. They're one of the best promotions. Just fucking awesome. I'd love to wrestle with GWF, but I'm never going to be good enough to wrestle there. No way. I'm going to have to work so hard just to get a sniff. But they have all kinds of guys. El Fantasmo from Bullet Club. You know, he made quite a name for himself. And Helico is part of the Hybrid 2 in AEW. He wrestled over here quite a lot. So many different wrestlers have found their way over here. Ickerman, who now wrestles in NXT UK. He was on this, loads of different guys. So really worth checking out. They've had Bad Bones, I believe, I think Volta may have even popped in once in a blue moon. So yeah, they are very much worth checking out. There's some really good wrestlers in that company, and just I love the production values. I feel like if they had a little bit more money, they could present an actual full-on TV show. And I feel like it would be just as good as an AEW or a WWE Raw. No, it's not saying much because Raw is awful, but they've got the production values. And I would definitely watch a full pay-per-view of that every single month and never have a problem covering it. So tell you what, we'll have a look, because I know that they do actually produce live on-demand pay-per-views and that. So maybe we'll hook you up with a link, Carl, and then me and you can cover the pay-per-views for our podcast, because I fucking love GWF. I really do. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Let us know what you think of GWF, and most of all, let us show some love for Skye and for Laura, because they're both incredible athletes, and show some love for women's wrestling because it deserves it. This country, and frankly, all of Europe, the world over, has so much amazing women's wrestling. I've been Aaron Nix. He's been Carl Wilkinson. We'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.